keeps it alive. And Dillard will be calling the foul, charging the iron for her own basket.
And you see, that must mean calm down, girls. Immediately to Tom's right, a young lady that a lot of people might recognize. That's Gloria Sudkin. She was an all-tournament player here for Belmont, career scoring leader at the University of South Dakota. I think she was a Division II All-American up there.
This telecast is authorized on the broadcast rights granted by Duchess Swan Communication Incorporated, solely for the entertainment of our viewing audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of the descriptions and accounts of tonight's activities without the express written consent of Duchess Swan Communication Incorporated, Tommy Thompson, Vice President and General Manager, is prohibited.
And Mike, we've gone 7 minutes and 10 seconds. That's the first turnover for Cedar Falls. Fort Dodge has 5.
1:40 remaining. First quarter play. Dillard. Newcomer into the lineup. Fletcher.
Wasn't a very good shot.
And Cedar Falls goes the other way. Now 1:25 remaining. Barb Franke. Fletcher gets the rebound and will go the other way.
Whoop.
Not before, however. The pocket gets picked by Jenny Sandvold, who has 4. Dillard. Yep. And off the bench, Nishan Mosley has 4.
Winding down in the first quarter, been a good one for Cedar Falls.
Franke now with a total of 8 points. Dillard. Boy, they're packing it in down low. Cedar Falls is. And Fort Dodge has been forced to go to that 15-foot shot to try to get back into the basketball game. They've not been able to feed the low post. Clayton and Thorson.
And those misses have been hauled down by Miss 44, Barb Franke.
That's right. Whoa. At the buzzer, Cedar Falls tracks it across the baseline. 2 seconds remain in the quarter, and replacements coming on. And this reminder, the announcers on this telecast are employed by Duchess Swan Communications Incorporated.
We only, there's 5 of them. I thought we only had 4 on the floor for a while for Cedar Falls.
Dillard gets the last shot off of the first quarter. 8 more minutes go up on the board. Cedar Falls 20 and Fort Dodge 6. And we'll be right back with the second quarter right after this. Those are the numbers, and Fort Dodge looking uphill in this basketball game. Fort Dodge lost twice to #1 Cedar Falls in regular season Big 8 play. Take a look at the numbers, shooting 30% Fort Dodge, and a whole lot better Cedar Falls.
There's a bigger number,
yep.
though. 6 turnovers for Fort Dodge, which have led to 8 Cedar Falls points. 1 turnover for Cedar Falls, ended up not hurting them, 0 points.
We're underway in the second quarter. Liners got the shot off from down low. And we'll go the other way with Cedar Falls. This is Klages. Newcomer to the lineup, Jill Wolf works the baseline. And her first shot goes down the hole.
Not real pretty, but it counts for 2.
That's right.
Great line by Barb Franke in the first quarter. 8 points, 3 boards, 2 blocks.
That's a full day's work for most, isn't it? Dillard finds the range. She gets her first 2. Leading score for Fort Dodge at 10.9. Now a 22-8 count, and we'll go the other way. Fort Dodge putting some full court pressure on. Cedar Falls, though, cracks the press.
And we'll see if they're going to... Hitchcock took out Jenny Sandvold with their 2 fouls, but the pressure was working just a little bit. She's right back in this exchange.
Jenny Sandvold and Cara Oltman, the guards. Stacy Martin, Barb Franke, and Tammy Quagus.
It's the original
The
starters
forward
back
line, and from behind, putting the pressure on Franke, is Jory Thorson, who gets her second. 5 team fouls now, 4 touch.
Familiar name to a lot. Anybody that's followed University of Iowa athletics for a while. Her dad Thumper Thorson. Was it Sherman Thorson? Was he Thumper?
Sherman, yeah.
The NCAA heavyweight wrestling champion and football guard.
Early 60s. That's Franke. And Clayton, or rather, Dillard comes up with it. Nikki Diller and Courtney Kopp are the guards for Fort Dodge. Jory Thorson, Yolanda Clayton, and Kelly Lowe. Courtney Kopp gets the basket. That's Cara Oltman to crack the press on the dribble. Hodges. Martin gets it stripped away. Fort Dodge comes up with it. Jory Thorson pulled it out of the air. Just the second turnover, didn't it? Low. Well, it's obvious on the Fort Dodge side of things. Tom Kinsit said, put it up, get it up.
Well, they forced the pressure in each of their 3 games. She's going to walk, isn't she?
Yep. Took an NBA half step on the delivery to Stacy Martin.
Let's see, here she comes to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoa! Did I lose track, or was that about 5? Even in the NBA, they can't do that one, Michael.
And she shrugged her shoulders and said, who, me? Actually, she was in between shooting and firing the pass along the baseline, and that's why the feet kept on going. Low to Thorson, who spreads from the low post position to try to open things up in the middle. It's been clogged up in the early going. Clayton. And the rebound is cleared for Cedar Falls by Nikki Klaproth. 4:40 remaining in the half in a 22-10 basketball game. Franke. After 8 points in the first quarter, she's got 10.
She's the youngest of, I think, 8 daughters that have all been good athletes up there. Maybe not 8. I might be 1 or so off on the count, but there's been a Franke up there for quite a while at Cedar Falls.
Thorson. And away from the action, Klaproth will get the whistle, and that'll be the 4th team foul. Cedar Falls in the first half.
Familiar name is the Coors bench now. Did you have any guess whose daughter this might be, number 40?
Well, Tammy Quagus leads, and a young lady by the name of Miller. Carrie Miller comes out. Now, who would she be now, Mike?
Well, you said in the we were down on the floor, you bet she could shoot free throws. Ellen Miller's her dad.
Being a coach's daughter, Eldon Miller's daughter, she's got to shoot free throws.
Oh, and Dick McDonald just points him out to us.
Yeah,
he's
got his camera up down below us. And
he's not another one of those parents shooting a video camera, is he?
He might be recruiting. Dillard has a total of 4 points.
Fort Dodge into a little bit of their rhythm right now. Like they had some tough time getting their floor.
I think that's the 11th commandment of basketball. Mike Henderson, if you are a coach's daughter, you hit free throws.
Oh, yeah?
3rd, 4th turnover now, Cedar Falls.
I thought as if you were a basketball parent, you carried a video camera.
3:50 remains in the first.
Nice penetration.
Yep. Fort Dodge is trying to spread the middle. Things were clogged up, we mentioned, in the early going of this basketball game, and the foul to Dillard. And now Thorson has spread on the floor, as has Yolanda Clayton. And we take a look at Dillard reaching in.
Good battle with Sandvold and Dillard. Now they each have 2 fouls. Dillard actually caught up with her on the run, got a little too anxious to get her hand out in front. Both teams during the bonus. Fort Dodge with 16 fouls. Cedar Falls with 5. Of course, no bonus anymore. I get confused on that. That's a new rule this year, you know.
That's Frankie.
And for those who don't know, it's the 7th foul now in high school ball. Both boys and girls. 2 shots foul the rest of the half from them.
Cedar Falls up against Fort Dodge in the 5-player title game, and on the rebound, it'll be Klages. Now at the 3-minute mark. Yolanda Clayton got a hand on it, forcing the turnover. The scramble for the basketball, jump ball, and possession arrow favoring Cedar Falls. Fort Dodge with some replacements into the lineup. There's timeout on the floor. 2:55 remains in the first half. Cedar Falls 26, Fort Dodge 12. The Dodgers fight to get back into this one. And we'll be back at Fence Auditorium in just a moment. Second quarter action with Cedar Falls leading Fort Dodge for the 5-player 1991 championship. 6-player title game is coming up. And the key stats here in rebounding, all Cedar Falls.
Turnover starting even up a little bit, but Cedar Falls the big command on the board at 15-8. And look at the one they got highlighted in yellow. Cedar Falls still shooting 57-1. Fort Dodge right at 1/3 of their shots.
Tigers on the inbound. Frankie out front with Altman. Frankie again. Klages. She gets a couple out of it. Klages now with 4 points. And that matches the biggest lead of the ball game now for Cedar Falls at 16. Fort Dodge trying to play some catch-up. Natalie Reiner sends it underneath. Nobody there, and we go the other way.
And out of those 15 Cedar Falls rebounds, Barb Frankie and Tammy Klages each have 5. That's 8 Fort Dodge turnovers.
Steele in the guard court for Fort Dodge. Coming up with it is Stacy Beer. Dillard again. She has 6.
Full out pressure now again by Fort Dodge.
The assignment on Frankie falls on Natalie Reiners.
Talking about coach's daughters, of course, her dad, Gary.
Yep.
State championship Fort Dodge boys team.
Sandbold.
No, wait, did he coach the state champions? No, he coached the team before that had Thomas Clark on it. He was down here twice in a row. Tommy Goodman had the state championship.
Drive to the iron for Kara Altman. Collision underneath, and Jory Parson. I've got her for 3.
We're going to see it. It's a pretty hard foul now. We got Frankie inside possessions established. He pushed her from behind, then comes up over the top. Frankie,
just to make sure.
See, right? I hope there was a whistle.
Barb Frankie. 14 points. Her average is 18 into this one. Now a minute 30 remaining in the half. 30-14. Third 16-point lead for Cedar Falls. And 1 shot and 1 shot only for Fort Dodge. That was Sandbold, the rebound. Boltman. Frankie pushing off to get the pass.
Yeah, you called that all the way, Mike Newell.
Stacy Beer put the clamps on her.
Whoa, did you see Yolanda Clayton go that way?
Well, Frankie's no dummy. She tried to slingshot off the contact.
We got Jill Wolf reporting back into the lineup. She had a key bucket early.
Now a minute 5 remaining in the quarter and in the half. Gillard will hit a lot of those. If you give her some daylight, she'll hit that 15 to 18 footer.
Whoops, look who's down with it.
Frankie goes with the left-handed layup. She has 16.
Like to see a 6'2" kid that's old enough to go out and lead the press like that, Larry.
To the point, it's Dillard, Mosley, and now Reiners. Apparently, Cedar Falls is going to give Fort Dodge that shot. That was Stacy Beer. Frankie with a good spin move and clearing the iron for the Dodgers, Yolanda Griffith. Spears, Clayton, and Mosley. Mosley's had an effect on this game. She has 6 points. And that's the halftime break with Cedar Falls taking the upper hand. Leading 20-6 at the 1-quarter mark, and now 32-18 here at the halftime break. Plenty more to come from Betts Auditorium in Des Moines. Halftime shows always something special at the Iowa Girls Tournament. And we've got a good one coming up right after this.
We'd like to direct your attention to section 16 on the north high side of the auditorium. I'd like to welcome the governor of the great state of Iowa, Terry Branstad, and his lady and his party. One of the fine basketball fans in the state, Governor Branstad.
Well, Governor Terry Branstad and Iowa's First Lady Chris Branstad get a standing ovation here at Veterans Memorial Auditorium. Governor makes his annual appearance. He likes girls basketball. He comes here every year, a couple times around, and
You know, he was kind of spotted in the crowd inconspicuously last night, too.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
Tonight was his normal entertainment.
Governor Terry Branstad and his party. Let's take a look at the numbers. The big one here, Fort Dodge hitting only 31% in change and 56% in the from the field for the Cedar Falls Tigers. The rebounding tail of the tape, that tells the story. And, of course, there's been a little catching up there in the turnover column, Mike.
But they were big early, and a big high percentage of Fort Dodge led to points. Rebound number, the biggest number on the board to me.
Thorson from the low post. And Clayton had a hand on it last for Fort Dodge in a battle with Barb Frankie.
Barb Frankie, 16 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and a block in the first half.